How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. All right, let's get started with Anthony Dasher.
Hey, Coach, how are you today?
Great. How are you, Dash?
Good. Just before we get started, with everything about the game tomorrow night. Obviously, the tragedy that took place within the football program. I mean, what kind of discussions do you have with your team? Because obviously, all those guys know each other. I mean, what has the last day or so been like for you?
That was the first thing we talked about when we came in yesterday to watch film. Really just offered my condolences to our guys who were close with Devin, a couple of our guys in particular, Tshiebwe and Cario. Offered guys an opportunity to talk, to express themselves. Guys were pretty somber. The mood was somber, of course, as it is probably throughout campus. I imagine just tragic, sad. Thoughts and prayers with the families and with the entire football program. We've got to count our blessings. It's just tough time around here.
We'll go to Jordan Hill and then Allison.
Jordan, did you ask
Yeah.
a question? You're muted.
You're muted, I think. Your audio's not working. Allison, you want to go ahead while he figures that out?
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to follow up on Anthony's question. Will you guys be doing anything to honor Willock, or is it more of an individual player thing as a decision during your game this week?
That's something, we've got a long time before 9:00 tomorrow night. And, we had a practice yesterday. We went right to it this morning. Just getting out of it. And that's something that we'll discuss as a staff this afternoon.
See, we'll give Jordan some more time. We'll go to Mark Weiser and then Palmer Toms.
Can you hear me, Mike?
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, I guess my video is not working, so we'll do without that. Mike, have you experienced much in your coaching career where guys have a sudden loss like that? And I don't know if you can lean on some of that to help those guys get through there, or is there services around Georgia Athletics that can?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got services. We've got a department, built into our athletic department. We've got an office of individuals that have expertise in this area, and they'll be available to our guys, as I'm sure they've already been readily available to the football program. But no, I haven't been involved with something like this. No.
I guess just going back to your time at Florida and the Keontae Johnson situation, how much did you learn from that in terms of, handling the situations like this, within your program?
Well, I certainly know, I guess I can go back and rely on that time and that experience to draw some thoughts that I thought helped. We all helped each other. First and foremost, we remained very close knit, got even closer, probably through communication more than anything. Just offered our guys ample opportunity just to open up, just to talk and discuss and get things off of their chest, and just had a bunch of open conversation, supportive conversation, and we got to the point then when we put basketball on the back burner. We canceled some games, and we prioritized what's most important. And those are the things that come to mind first, after the Keontae's incident.
Yeah, I did get Jordan to text me a question. I'm gonna jump in. His question is, what makes Oscar Tshiebwe such a tough matchup, Coach?
He's one of the hardest playing guys that I've ever scouted and competed against. His speed, rim running is off the charts. His multiple efforts in fighting for early post position and holding seals, deep duck ins. Obviously, on the offensive glass, it's a whole nother level from anyone really that I've evaluated at this level. At his size, pound for pound. I can't imagine there being a better offensive rebounder at this level. Just plays incredibly hard, and we got a lot of respect for the way he approaches the game.
We'll go back to Dasher.
Coach, obviously going into this game, playing some pretty good basketball right now. Is it something with the confidence level now that continues to grow with each game, or still things that the team is obviously, I'm sure, still having to learn and get corrected? But how much is this early confidence doing for the program right now?
Well, we definitely have more confidence in our ability to be competitive at this level in these games, and potentially have a chance down the stretch, because fortunately we've won some close ones. And if we had come up a little bit short in a couple of those mid-major matchups early on, we might be looking at this season a lot differently. So some of those close wins, the resilience, mental toughness has increased, which gives our guys a better chance. That said, we've won some close ones. Winning at Kentucky is a whole different deal. They're coming off arguably the best win of the season in college basketball this year, at Tennessee, who's got a chance to win the whole thing. So this is a Kentucky team coming off a big-time performance, especially defensively. Every point's going to be very difficult to come by. But if we play really, really well, who knows? I think our guys feel like we'll have a chance to be competitive, whereas a couple months ago, I'm not sure that that would have been the collective thought.
Just a quick follow-up. What was different about the way Kentucky was playing as opposed to their early games when they were struggling?
Not that I've watched every game. I just feel like it was a big opportunity for those guys. They played incredibly hard. Tennessee plays incredibly hard too. It was a fist fight. They just seemed very detailed defensively, matched Tennessee's physicality. It was an incredibly physical game. They're very good. We've all had losses. Every team throughout college basketball has had games where we didn't play, quite as sharp or play with quite the same level of edge. But man, they were on point the other day. They're coming off a big time performance.
We'll go back to Palmer Thomas with follow-up.
Yeah, just following up on that, playing on the road, like you said, is a different challenge. What did you learn about your team on Saturday, being able to pull one out like they did on the road?
Again, we've got a resilient group. We had a lot of ugly offensive possessions. We had some we had some possessions that lacked in detail, some poor offensive execution. We had some, especially in the first half, we had poor shot selection. And to keep grinding, and to find a way to win an ugly one like that, especially on the road, can only give you confidence. Now, winning, or even I should say, being competitive in the first place to put you in a position at Kentucky or at one of the harder places to play in our league that's the next step. That'll be more difficult. We're going to have to play a lot better tomorrow night to have a chance.
Any more questions for Coach White? Do you have a question, Mike? Or just thumbs up?
No, I've got a question. I couldn't find the
Okay,
hand button.
go ahead.
Thanks. Appreciate that. You said you got to play better, Coach. What specifically do you got to do against Kentucky? I think I heard you say something about their rebounding. Is there any other specific areas? I mean, you'd probably say across the board, but
Right.
what do you got to do to match up with a team like this?
Specifically, they're really good in transition offense. I think Oscar's one of the best rim running bigs that, again, we've evaluated and scouted against in a long time. And then Severe Wheeler, his speed downhill in space is film doesn't do it justice. I've seen it live, and I've tried to explain that to some of our guys that hadn't competed against him. But they've got also, they've got wings that they can pitch ahead to that are skilled, that can make plays in space, and they've got shooters. So transition offense for them, our transition defense is very, very important. Leveling them and being able to set our man-to-man. The defensive glass is enormous for us, which it starts and ends with Oscar. But then they're coming off, again, one of the better defensive performances of this season throughout college basketball. To defend the way they did on the road at Tennessee, every point is going to be very difficult to come by. And we've got to figure out a way to manufacture some baskets and get to the foul line and convert.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions?
Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks,
Coach
guys.
White.